Hello and welcome back to day 2 of the Seattle Home Series event. Maven here alongside Merc and Nameless as we get ready for a matchup that we've seen a couple of times. It is Surge going up against Guerrillas, and I think this has got to be... I feel like this is going to be more interesting than times in the past. And I do want to take a look actually at the Astro Social soundboard. This is going to be a tweet from Zero talking about how many times it feels like we've seen this match. And I guess, Joe, my question for you, if you were the Guerrillas, you've got to be real tired of seeing Gorilla points this, Gorilla points that. Seattle gets all their points from this. Do you think this is finally when they come out and they beat them?
Do I think so? No. Do I hope so? Yes, because I'm sure that is it's annoying to deal with, right? I mean, it's 4 times now, and again, I'm sure we didn't plan for this. It's just that both of these teams, they keep losing, they keep meeting each other in losers round 1, losers round 2, wherever it may be. That's where they're meeting each other. But yeah, I mean, I hope so. But this is a big one for Seattle.
And Nameless, do you think this is kind of tough because it just feels like Octane is the type of player. Now, I don't want to use the wrong wording here, but you know when you've talked about, like, what's the word that we hear sometimes, like noob slayer, like a scump or something. When he's playing when he was playing players that he knows he's better than, he just fries them. Is that kind of like how Octane is?
No, Octane fries everyone, man. When he's in the right system, on the right team, he's just
maybe I didn't word that right.
Beast. I cannot say that about Octane.
Yeah, maybe I didn't word that right, but I guess it's mean like he knows he owns this matchup, so you just know he's going to destroy them. Like he's not going to lose to the likes of those players.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. There's a lot of pressure on Seattle now. Like, we don't know if they've given up because we've seen some tweets that seems like they may have given up a bit.
Okay, well, let's now take a look at our game fuel keys to victory. We're going to start with the Guerrillas. Nameless, walk us through it.
Yeah, win the search and destroys. I think that it would have to be done in 5. Once again, you know, Seattle still has the great respawn players, and they've lost this matchup multiple times. So the one thing I will say about, you know, the dynamic on the Guerrillas is that Decimate and Aqua, one of them needs to step up and become a leader of this team and lead by example. We need to see some standout performances out of those guys. What happened to the Aqua of old? In previous titles, Aqua was like a dominant player who could take over games. What happened to that? I want to see it once again.
Well, maybe this is where we'll see it, but now on the other side, let's talk about the Surge. Break it down for me, Ant.
Yeah, this is a do or die series. I mean, they've been making some questionable decisions over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. Enable will not be playing today. You think, you know, after their lackluster performance before, they bring him back in. They give him a couple chances, but, you know, they take him back out. I don't know if this is just because they think they can just take out the Guerrillas and get a free 10 points with the team with Pander on it. Like, it's just a weird decision. They have to start off strong, man. Somebody needs to go off for this team and spark some life into them.
Well, it's going to be Pander in place of Enable. And Joe, I want you to kind of talk about the drama on both fronts. So you saw the stuff about Enable, and now we've also seen maybe the tweets from Karma kind of talking about the fact that these were all players that they thought were going to be in different teams. They end up coming together, and things haven't really worked out. Any trades they've tried have kind of fallen through. It's not a simple thing to do. What are your thoughts on sort of the drama circulating around the Surge?
I mean, this is honestly for me when I look at management and the organization, you have to start trying to make some moves. It's just what it is. You know, these 5 players haven't, well, 6 players, it hasn't found the success that you've been looking for. I know what Karma's saying. They all thought they had different teams lined up. What did you and I first talk about when this team sort of formed? It's okay, where are your supersides Octane? All these guys are champions, but they've all the last few years sort of taken a step back and become into those role players. So, yeah, it's just it feels like maybe it's only one player, but they are that player away.
Well, Karma said they're trying to make it work, and maybe they can do it here. But Nameless, thank you for joining us and breaking down the game fuel keys to victory. We'll see you a little bit later on in the show. But Joe, we are right into map 1. We'll get it rocking now. Surge versus Guerrillas.
Well, we're starting on Ramaza hardpoint, and you know, taking a look at the records for both of these teams. Seattle, you're 2-1, but you're 2-0 versus the LA Guerrillas. So this is a map that they have owned in this series.
Let's see if they can continue to own it here, but it'll be Guerrillas first in the hardpoint. Now Surge trying to come through with the break on the bridge. It's Spark's POV before he drops, and that's 3 in the kill feed for Octane. He locks it down with a triple and sets them up for success in the point. Now the one Guerrillas player trying to make a play is going to be Vivid. He's trying to find an opening in through construction. And he's gotten into the point, at least for a moment, as he's trying to finesse his life with 20 seconds now remaining. The first on the rotation to next will be Blast, who's tucked away in a corner, prepared for the next hard point.
Yeah, he's
Slack
actually snuck
likely
in.
gonna get caught.
He snuck in this position. I mean, you have Octane all the way in the back, and well, Slacked, he just rotates on through, but Blast was already set up. Now he has the help of Aqua on the hill. Spart, Blast, and Vivid, they all find those kills, and now here comes a pinch. It's all going to be on Octane to try to stay alive near the backside by this van. He's able to find one kill. Where are the trades? Because as this is going on, Seattle Surge trying to flood the front. The Slack finds that opening kill.
Yeah, thankfully for them, that parallel spawn on the opposite side was still open, so they get the close spawn. They're able to flood right back on through, but after some key kills from Vivid and Spart, they'll get right back into the point. It's a great start from Spart. He kicks it off 8-3. Same can be said for Octane on the other side with the same stat line. Slack, though, now into the point, doing what he can to lock it down. So many areas to finesse inside.
And it's important, I think, for... I mean, we've seen moments of brilliance out of Vivid, but Spart's really been the one in question. And yesterday, he dropped around like a 0.75 overall. You know, in that game 5, not the best series out of him. And we talked about the young talent and how long do you give them, right? You knew that this was very much a rebuild when they went through the roster change. But, you know, it's to that point now of how much longer do we give these guys to sort of blossom?
Yeah, Enable got one series back. These guys have gotten quite a bit of time to see what they can show, and who knows? I mean, maybe this is their last event to truly make something happen. If that's the case, they really need to do it here. I'm not familiar or intimate with the management ties over there and how this is going to play out, but with how much money is in this league, you need to see results, and so far it hasn't been there for the Guerrillas. But within this map 1, you're getting the results you'd like to see. 80 points on the board for them, only 26 right now for Surge. Hard point still locked down by Guerrillas. This is going to get them up over the 100-point mark as Slack now focusing on the rotation towards construction. One player has already snuck through. I believe that was Vivid, has gotten into position on the other side. He might be able to catch another player from the early rotation.
And that's big out of the LA Guerrillas to win not only Electronic, but also Barbershop, Hills 2 and 3 back-to-back. That's why they have this 80-point lead. And then over to construction. You already have Vivid, who's snuck through. Spart and Aqua getting kills in the kill feed. Vivid top construction. He at least finds a kill, allows his team to put some pressure on the hill, and Spart is here. Spart almost connects on Octane for that second kill. And with that, with Octane's two-piece, with Karma finding another one, as Octane tacks on that, you finally have some breathing room and a setup for the Seattle Surge.
13-7 now for Octane as he continues to lock it down. They start to rally back in to this hard point. Just tucked away in a corner, bottom construction for now. He's trying to contest and hold on as long as he can for this final bit of scrap time. The rest of the team has opted to rotate as they get set up over near Ruins. That'll be Karma inside, ready to go. Apathy trying to push out the bridge side of things and keep that lockdown on rotation. And a good spot to do just that. Top Cafe, locked down by Slack. As I call that, though, he's going to get knocked down by Decimate. An opening to get into Ruins for a moment. Vivid wins one from the front wall as well. A lot of pressure now going to fall to Karma as he tries to get it done. It's a scramble around the hard point for now.
Yeah, I mean, the Seattle Surge, they just didn't have anyone push up towards that BS&D, and it now looks like they're going to spawn towards that area as the LA Guerrillas are going to push through back Barbershop and be able to smoke their way through, just trying to stay alive, contesting this setup. Slack, though, his two-piece will give them some breathing room. But with those close spawns, you see how quickly they're able to contest this hill.
How long will the contest last? Decimate has a legion of Surge players in front of him, and look at that, another triple from Octane just shuts down 3/5 of this Guerrillas lineup as his M4 is hot. The 60-point lead now dwindled down to a little over 30. Surge bounced back into things. Octane now from top Cafe, trying to get some shots in, but he's going to get picked. Now to Apathy we go. Our marquee matchup, key player from last night on a 4 spree, sitting at 10-14, but we'll see how long he can extend that spree.
And the last 3 hills, early on, it was the LA Guerrillas that were winning rotation, breaking setups. Now that script it's flipped on its head. As Seattle Surge are getting the early setups, they're cutting it down to 25 points. The smokes are going down. Slack's going to get aggressive, able to play his life. He knows he has players watching over him. The nades are connecting. for the LA Guerrillas. But the Seattle Surge, they have the side of the map that they want. You see Apathy already on rotation.
And we know the importance of map 1 just in any series, but when you've been owned in a matchup like the Guerrillas have against Surge, is there almost even more pressure on Guerrillas to take this first map?
It's a confidence thing. Yeah, you know, you lose that map 1 and it's almost like, sheesh. Here we go again, right? You know, Seattle, not the best search and destroy team, but yeah, it's absolutely in the back of your head.
I just saw that meme like in my head as you said that. Yeah. Here we go again.
Here we go again, yeah.
Now down to 20. Fresh hard point pops. Can Slack hold on. Vivid won't let him do it as he takes out 2 players and at least able to get in the contest for now. That's actually 3 in a row now for Vivid around the hard point. What big entries they were. The reinforcements get there for Surge, but it's not going to matter. Vivid, Spark, Decimate still locking down the hard point. Surge narrow this gap, but Guerrilla's looking to widen it back up again. And they've been good inside this point. Last time it was just an early rotation. Maybe a sneaky rotation. This time it is Vivid just going off. That is 7 in a row. Daddy popped. He's trying to fly on the next part of the rotation, but he's going to get caught in transition. Who's that tucked all the way in the back for next? It's Spart. Spart actually got sniffed out by Slacked. I feel like there's been one Guerrillas player, right, that's like snuck through to a lot of these hard points. Yeah. Like one gets through, and the question is whether they sniff it out or not.
I mean, what was that? Vivid's already almost to 30 kills, or pretty darn close. He might have just hit it. His Karma locking down Ruins. One player did get behind him. That was Vivid. Octane's able to take him down. Octane still having a great game, and I think this is a big hill for the Seattle Surge. To get back into this one, they just not have been able to close that gap, close that 30 to 40 point lead with the close puns. You expect it here.
Well, they got some clutch kills right out front of the hard point. That's going to allow them to layer the map a little bit towards Cafe. An excellent job keeping the pressure off the hard point. That's going to be 5 down once again. Look at that kill feed. All lighting up for Surge. It's been wondrous over these final 15 to 20 seconds. Guerrillas have to give it up. They have to rotate. It's another killing spree for Apathy before he falls. And we're about to see a lead change with these last couple of seconds. So now we'll focus on the key fights in rotation.
You have Karma inside. Able to take down one. Can he find the second gunfight? A nice trade out of Blast. As the rest of his teammates, they're cutting off this bridge area where Apathy is going right now. They know that they're spawning on that side of the map. So Aqua and Spart, they're next up, but they are all getting taken down. And when they're all dying like that, you're going to see the pressure already here. Pander's inside. He's able to get down to those stairs. He's able to find a kill on to Decimate. And well, those mid-map kills, they went the way of the Seattle Surge, and now they're inside the hill.
Yeah, that transition doesn't get a whole lot better, does it? 5 in a row for Pander. Now back in the starting lineup in the respawn, sitting right around even. We'll see how deep he can get this spree. Octane now hits the 30-point mark, joins Vivid in that regard. But what a map it has been for Vivid. Thankfully for Guerrillas, they're able to get the all clear with about 30 seconds left behind a triple from Vivid, 5 in a row from Blast. But that's a big moment. Surge were starting to run away with it late in this game.
Yeah, but a great job of the Seattle Surge to find 20 to 30 seconds there. Disrupt that setup because now...
And they get the next hard point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. The LA Guerrillas are sort of forced to fight for that. As you said, you don't want them to put it in close to winning this map 1. And what happens, now you have the early rotation over to Ruins, and you see the number 4. Karma is really the key guy for me because you don't want anyone on that half wall. If you get an M4 set up there, it could just be so dangerous. So the LA Guerrillas have to go all the way around. But it looks like Karma does get taken down by Aqua, who is trying to make the play as the rest of the push comes all the way through the back, and the Guerrillas with a nice break.
Yeah, it's like everybody died in the back when Karma was still holding there. So the spawn comes towards mid for Surge. Now they've got to see how they want to break this. Only 35 points away from victory are Guerrillas. Just about to close this game out. 4 in a row for Decimate currently. As you take a look at the stats, Spart is going to drop Karma with a big 2-piece, but Vivid with the 40. The standout from this map, but the 40 not going to matter a whole lot if you can't close out the map. They're in a position to do it here, though.
That would be tough, wouldn't it? I mean, dropping 40, feeling like you're doing everything you can, especially with this matchup that we talked about. Well, it's just about tied. But over to this rotation, the Guerrillas have the early setup. Karma and Pander, they're trying to go through construction. Now, you see where they're spawning, like front electronics shop, and this is great. It's about one more push, and that'll be the game. Can the Seattle Surge get in?
They've got the players there to do it. Slack's going to drop, though. Still 2 players in position. They've got to get in and contest. 8 more points needed. Second by second, the dreams of Surge in this map 1 are going to dissipate. Someone has got to touch the point, but of course it's Vivid with the big final one-on-one to close the gap and get the final bit of time. What a bomb he drops, and Guerrillas come in and take the map. And now I'm just thinking to myself, Joe, oh, if Guerrillas win this series, it's just a culmination of all the woes for Surge this year. I mean, the one matchup you have owned, imagine if you lose that matchup to get knocked out at your own home series event. Can the hole get much deeper?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think at that point they would be drowning, right? Honestly, like,
so it's not drown them out; it's drown ourselves out.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we're only one map into this series, but yeah, losing that map one we talked about, it's just giving the LA Guerrillas confidence, and you love seeing that from Vivid. I know he's fired up. 44 kills, beast performance from him.
Yeah, a beast is the right way
How much
to
damage
word it.
he dropped?
Vivid.
4,500 damage. Insane.
That's absurd, especially when you take a look. Like what we highlighted from our series, Pristini led the way with like 3,700. There were 4 players within like 100 to 200 of them. Look at the gap between him and everyone else on this map. The next closest is Octane, 1,000 damage behind. There are people that he nearly doubled up on. Like, his damage was outrageous in that. Vivid with a truly special map.
Yeah, and then we're going to a Piccadilly, and I think you feel pretty good if you're the Guerrillas, because the Surge only have 1 rep on this. They're 0-1, where the Guerrillas 1-1. I mean, not a map both of these teams have played too much, but when we've seen this series, I feel like, what have we talked about Seattle Surge's like S&D improvements? We've seen a lot of Arcloth peaks, so maybe keeping them off of one of the maps that they're a lot more comfortable on and putting them on Piccadilly.
Yeah, it's not like they're a great Surge team, but I think they have gotten comfortable on some maps for sure. This one, though, yeah, as you said, not a whole lot of reps, but I do want to take a look at the quick scope as we go through things, kind of compare these two teams, see where they stand as we come into it. Obviously, both teams a lot of work to do in the scope of things. When you're talking about CDL points, neither has very much. So much work to do to move up the standings, especially when we talked about the changes to the CDL championship and what they need to do. Again, this is the quick scope presented by the U.S. Air Force. There's nothing really pretty to look at, but it does highlight how far they've got to go.
Yeah, I guess maybe one thing, and we touched on it, was there was a lot of, especially earlier on a few months ago for the Surge, like they were playing teams very tough. Right? That's why their maps, that's why they have, a lot of their wins in maps are a little bit higher. But yeah, not a pretty season for either squad.
And now for our U.S. Air Force maps and modes, we'll show you the journey that we're going to take through this lovely best of 5. You already saw the map 1 Ramaza. Here is how the rest of this is going to play out if needed. It looks like we may have an extended series, just seeing Guerrillas win the first map and knowing that Surge have won this matchup. But today, I mean, I don't even know what to think anymore. That London 3-0 of Subliners really caught me off guard. Not like Subliners have been incredible this year, but they've seemingly improved quite a bit. They were my favorite in that matchup, and London just comes in and bops them out of that in 45 minutes. So my expectations are all over the place now. And I just had to, I'll tell you, I had this gut feeling. I was talking to you about it earlier. Where if I'm Guerrillas, man, I'm just sick and tired of hearing it. Free Guerrilla points this, we're a free win, Search own this. Like, I've got to be pissed. I've got to be fed up. Maybe finally they can shut fans up. It's just
like, we know how tough it is to beat a team twice, right? Every single time you play that same
times?
team. Yeah, you're learning something from that series. So, yeah, maybe this is finally it.
See Vivid there, middle of the screen, coming off a 40 kill, 4,500 damage game. I'll give you a hint, that's impossible to do in Search. But we'll see what kind of performance he's going to be able to do here, if he can maybe replicate some of that success.
And the one win for the LA Guerrillas is they're sitting at 1-1 is against London, who's a solid Piccadilly team. So,
well, they better be.
As long as it's their hometown. Yeah.
It's their home. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, looks like we're getting a bit of a restart. Not sure if it's a server issue or a player issue. Not exactly sure what's going on, but hopefully we can get this restarted as quickly as possible, and we'll get right back into the action. Yeah, Joe, don't you think if you were playing, like, if there was a Columbus map, dude, you'd have an edge? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yep.
Maybe not. No. We'll find out maybe what's going on, but no, we're just hearing actually from our production team that Slack had a bit of an audio issue, so it's going to be a restart. Obviously, they hadn't even got into that first round. We'll get it restarted. We'll get back in. Hopefully, he can get that fixed as quickly as possible, and we'll get into the map 2. Both teams getting iced here for a moment, maybe a chance to sort of talk through things, but one part of it we haven't highlighted too much. We know Enable's out, and I saw his tweet. He's obviously extremely frustrated, but for Pander, I feel like we focused on the Enable side of it because he's the vet, right? He's one of the greatest players of all time, and it's tough for him. But this can't be easy in this situation for Pander either.
No, it can't be easy, and it's another opportunity, right, to show that he deserves a spot on this starting lineup. I mean, again, when you like compare the two, it's not like, I mean, Pander has been outperforming him. Like, he's had some tough series, I get that, but he has been playing better than what Enable was showing earlier on. But yeah, I just think what we were all expecting coming into this was a fired up Enable, and they gave him one match. And I don't know what the discussions were, but it's tough.
And now as we look at the Guerrillas lineup, we haven't discussed this too much. We kind of alluded to it last match. Like, we kind of thought this was all or nothing when they made this change because it was such a drastic change, right? Like, it was such a massive change to the lineup. But even with the all or nothing, like, at what point, if you're not getting the results, do you think about some of the players on a bench or think about some sort of big trade if you can pull it off?
Yeah, I mean, you still have Proto as well. Like, I don't know, maybe give him a shot, but it's got to be soon. It's got to be soon.
The third event?
Time.
This would be the third, or since the change?
Yeah, third or fourth.
Yeah, third or fourth. That's I wasn't sure if it was third or fourth. Well, let's see if they can take the map 2. Something they have not been able to do. Get 2 maps in this series. The Surge have just dominated it. Now into the offensive round 1 for Guerrillas. Blast, sniper in hand, smoke just all over the map, and after he's going to fly right on through. Farmer's going to connect with the Simtex for that first blood. Slack then with the follow-up. Big advantage for Surge.
We usually don't tend to see that aggression too often on defense. Surge switching it up. They're getting aggressive towards that B site. They get into that shop, and now Pander's watching the cross back towards A. So he's giving his team all the information. He knows they're still in there. Blast is going to peek the door wide open, but well, they're ready for it. As Apathy's going to close it, try to reposition behind this desk. Well, he could find both kills. I thought they were going to line up, and I just think he puts a few shots in each of them.
Yeah. I thought with the MP5 at that range, man, there's 2 bullet kills. Like, he's just going to melt them, but he just gets a couple into either player. I thought, dude, when he took that stutter step thirst blast, I thought he was going for the assassination for a second. Yeah. I don't know why. I just thought he was going to go for it.
About it.
I was like, yes, please, let me see an assassination, but he just closed out the kill. But this 5v3 you had for Surge, now down to a 2 versus 2. 15 seconds ago, bomb in Aqua's hand, moving towards the site. Octane gets some tags in. They have to go for the plant. Not going to be able to do it. Surge will get the victory.
I don't even know how Octane saw that guy, but he saw both of them across, and well, Pander just throws a nice nade, able to clean it up, and just starts with that aggression early on.
1 first blood for Surge, 1 round win for Surge. Now for Surge's offense. Karma will be your bomb carrier. Apathy, knife out for speed. Tacticals and lethals out. And through the chaos, once again goes Slack. He's going to be flying on through. I think he gets right by 1 player. Gets prone to the corner, 2 right in front of him. He gets 1 before he's traded out, but it's another first blood for Surge. Apathy caught reloading will fall. A very quick 2v2 as we're just over 20 seconds into this round. Now Vivid, the hero of map 1, and Aqua need to try and clutch up against, the elementary school pals in Octane and Pander.
Yeah, what, they were lab partners, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing early on from Seattle. They're just sort of going for it, right? And sometimes that's what you have to do on Piccadilly. But Vivid, he's going to pop that silence. Pander's not going to be ready for it. All up to Octane. The flank is there. Some nice shots on the car. Well, we know at the MP5 there is no distance where it drops off. So that's going to be some easy shots for Vivid.
Nice close to the round from Vivid. I'll tie us up at 1-1, even though Surge have gotten the first 2 first bloods. This time, obviously, not quite as clean as all hell broke loose as soon as that first kill went through. Now, how do Guerrillas plan their next attack? We'll take a look at the break off. Vivid, nice start again. 4 kills for him. On the other side, Apathy leading the way for Seattle with 3 already through 2 rounds. Through the smokes we go yet again. As Vivid found a timing. He's got Slacked right below him. His dead silence. Not quite ready. Gets a bullet or 2 into Slack, but Slacked able to finish that out from underneath.
Yeah, I was wondering if Slack heard him slide as he, Vivid got into that position from bookstore, but you can see on the mini-map, Spartan Aqua, they've crossed to this B site. Karma, he tries to shoulder peek, he gets taken down, bomb being planted. Pander not able to connect, and well, Blasty's got the pistol, and now we can watch this cross. A nice round from the LA Guerrillas, but we're not done yet. Slack trying to make the plays. He's able to find the first, and Spartan a sneaky position. Slack able to sniff it out, now forces it 2 versus 2.
And he watches his teammate drop the Aqua. Slacked has got to go. Look at the clutch over the 1v2. Not much time left to work with. Aqua, nice finesse there at the pillar. Gets some shots in, then can finish the kill. I thought Slack, once he found him back in that sneaky position, really gave himself a chance in the round, but unfortunately his teammate dropped at basically the same moment.
Yeah, and Aqua there's just buying time, just waiting for Decimate to rotate on over. You see him throwing the shoulders, just hip firing, trying to bait Slacked out. What a nice round, and yeah, just that early aggression once again. We've been seeing that more and more lately. Teams, you have to be able to define those nades in the smokes.
Yeah, every round has just been everything being launched and people flying through smokes for the most part at mid. Bit of a pause, and then the go. 2 players push through. They line up right in front of Spart. I thought he had both teed up, but he finishes 1. His teammates, I believe, able to finish the other weak player, and now Panda with a sniper, last guy up. 4 players from Guerrillas gonna hunt him down. Look at the minimap. They all just close in around him. 3rd round victory for Guerrillas. And man, some of these rounds have been fast.
Yeah, and I just feel like with the pace of these rounds, like the way to slow them down is your sniper player. And Tanner, he only has 1 kill, and I'm not even sure if it's with his snipe. We've seen what snipes can do on this map, but he's just got to connect with his shots.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do it. It's just, it's weird to me, like seeing him snipe when you have Octane, just because thinking about Octane sniping last year.
Yeah,
like how
exactly
nutty,
what I was thinking.
How nutty he was with it, and I'm sure there's a lot to it with this team and how they're comfortable playing stuff. But man, he has had some of the craziest snipes I've ever seen. Vivid though, right through mid again. He's gonna get that first pick up to 6 and 2. Aqua, his frag grenade is gonna connect. Now over to Blast POV for just a moment, and not long because we get right back over to Vivid, who's cutting through the lineup of Surge yet again. What a big map 1 he had, and it's a great map 2 as well. 3 in the round, looking for the 4th. Karma going to be last alive in a 1 versus 5. Now down to a 1v4. What was that, Vivid with the last one?
It was.
That's 4 kills in the round for Vivid. I joke that he couldn't put up 40 here, but if you think about the ratio of Search versus Respawn, respectively, it's about to be close if he keeps this going.
Yeah, and again, they go back to Slacked and Apathy getting aggressive up the B side, but what happens when you hit that? There's just the opportunities through the smokes with all the timings that, well, someone like Vivid could get behind their team, and then if they don't find the kills, you see exactly what happens. Apathy got into a good spot, but the Guerrillas, they sniffed it out and naded him.
This time, just going to play it slow. From inside the buses, one's going to push forward, can't snap in time. Slack going to get the better of him this time. But the other rookie and Spart there for the trade.
We are just full on sprinting towards these buses, aren't we? Just every round.
Just watching Classic on every POV.
Yeah.
Going. Pace slows for a moment. Number 7, Aqua, looking to get an angle, I believe, from top window, but Pander, he's got that held. Aqua's got to be careful not to get peeled out of the window. Apathy's got 1 lined up. Nice trigger discipline there to make sure he gets the kill. Aqua, though, with the peek almost instantly. And I'm guessing Pander maybe just gave that up for a moment, but he wasn't there to get the shots in.
They still have to try to find this bomb plant. I mean, Karma has the bomb. I mean, what are they thinking? Maybe a rotation of B, but guess what? Blast is ready for it.
He's still in that spot.
Yeah,
Behind
this
the
is going to
blockade?
be a rotation, but I mean, hopefully Karma checks it, but I'm not sure he's going to have time to check it.
Do we hop over to Blast?
His Decimate, he's able to find this kill, and yeah, Blast finds Karma. Decimate's going to get aggressive, and they tried the rotation. They're not able to get the bomb down at A, and the search and destroy woes continue for Seattle.
5-1 lead now for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Can they finally do it? What has seemed impossible, improbable all year long to beat Surge, they might just do it here. You got to think they go up 2-0. They might have it in the bag. And I just can't even imagine what this does to the stability. I mean, maybe just like the mental state of Surge. You go down 0-2 to Guerrillas. It's the only thing you found success in all year. To have that one thing plucked away from you. It's tough. It's tough.
Vivid trying to figure out where he is, and even through all that chaos, he's still able to snap onto Panda and take him down for the first blood. And you can see with his position, it just opens up the B site, but Karma's able to win his one-on-one versus Aqua, who is also having himself a fantastic map. He was 8-2. Karma's able to find the double on a Spart. Slows things down, but hello, Decimate on the flank. He's able to find one. What else can he find? The second on the Karma. He has opened up this round. Now forces the 2 versus 2. There is Slacked, finally able to take down Decimate.
You can't count Blast out of it yet. The problem being bomb location and where the opposition is in relation to him. He's just being as sneaky as possible. The pistol hits. He's able to finesse away.
Got a snipe.
Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. The stun is out. The nade is out. He might be able to chow this. He's got to get the kill. Just 15 seconds to go. The car explodes. The car explodes, and it's Blast with the 1v2. And it's a 6-1 victory for Guerrillas. Yeah, I thought he was just going to soften him up with the grenade and then push, but that's a car to the face for Slacked and Map Guerrillas.
And that's what I was talking about. How, you know, you only have one map played on this for the Seattle Surge. Keep them uncomfortable. I really like this map pick for the LA Guerrillas.
And what a series it has been so far for Vivid. 40 plus, 4,500 damage in map 1, double digits here in the search and destroy. And how he had so many entries or so many plays where he was opening up the Surge defense. Just brilliant stuff from him and really everybody on the Guerrillas lineup. But they are now up 2-0. And I mean, look at Apathy's face right now. It's just
yeah,
like,
I mean,
where are we?
well.
What is the state of this team? It kills me because I don't know. I mean, I love a lot of players in this Surge lineup. I don't know. I just don't know where you go from here. I don't know what they can do. I know roster changes aren't easy. Fixing things are not always easy, but I don't know. Kind of feel for them at your own home series event the way this is heading right now, Joe.
Yeah, it just felt like this was, and again, series isn't over, but this was very much one of the weaker groups that we've had all year. An opportunity, I think, for them. When you talk about the roster changes, we weren't sure how good London was going to be with 0. Obviously, they get out, but this was just an opportunity for them to maybe get to a semifinal. But right now, it's looking like a nightmare.
Yeah. The definition of a nightmare is you can take a look at the schedule, but we're now 2 maps into this series. Guerrillas looking to finally shut down the Surge. Domination coming up next.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Stay connected to what matters most with the best value in wireless.
Time to claim your spot.
Watching your Seattle Surge taking on all corners in the Call of Duty League? Don't forget to eat while keeping up with the action. If you can't pull yourself away from the games, Grubhub has you covered, so call in a supply drop. Seattle on the coast of the Pacific Northwest is a hub for fresh seafood. Whether you're grabbing a quick bowl of clam chowder, having a hankering for Dungeness crab, or just want to try a variety of finfish, Seattle is the place for seafood fans. And better yet, why not have it delivered with Grubhub's contact-free delivery so you never miss a minute of the Seattle Surge action? Here's where you can get a taste of the sea on Grubhub. If the games are running late and you need a kick of energy, Seattle is known across the world for their coffee roasting industry. After spending all day cheering on your favorite Call of Duty League team, warm yourself up with a hot cup of coffee and get grinding those games on Modern Warfare. With Grubhub, no matter what you are craving, they offer the most rewards, including a $10 perk that you can use at select restaurants all day, every day. Here's where you can get a supply drop of coffee in the Emerald City. That's your supply drop for Seattle.
And that is your Grubhub supply drop delivered by Grubhub. If you're ordering now through Grubhub, you're giving back to local restaurants in this crazy time while also practicing social distancing. Support small businesses. Every day from 5 to 9, you get $10 off of $30 or more. And you can find the deals in the perks section of the app. I know I love to order food, Joe. It's one of my favorite things in the world, and you all can do it too. But focus now back to the series. Guerrillas up 2-0 in a matchup that they have been smoked in every time prior to this. Now stepping up big time thanks to an incredible performance thus far in this series by Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna be ordering? What are you gonna be ordering for dinner, Clint?
Do you really want to know? Because you're gonna be mad at me. It's never gonna be healthy. Yeah, probably tacos, Joe. And I know you want me to live a long time, but I don't know that I'll be able to with my current dietary functions. But now, let's take a look at the U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be the final round in which Blast has to come up with a big 1v2. It's great use of the tacticals and lethal grenades, and a bit of an assistance from an exploding car helps him win the final one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, he's just able to sneak through, pops dead silence, gets underground behind the Seattle Surge. And I just like the way, I mean, he was thinking about it with the sniper, wasn't he? He was prone.
I wanted it so bad.
Weak. Yeah. It's
I think I said do it.
One of those situations where, you know what, maybe I could go for this. We're up 5-1. But I'm sure he gets a call out from his teammate. Hey, you still have us done, because I know that's what I'd be telling my teammate. He's able to connect, makes the smart play. He's able to hang on. And, use that grenade to win the game.
No, I think you're exactly right. Somebody definitely said you still have utility or whatever. Yeah. You still have a frag because, you saw it for that split second. He was going for the quick scope, and boy, oh boy, did I want it. But now we have to see if Surge can regain. They've got to be in one of their darkest spots as a team. This map 3 domination might tell us a lot about this squad, what kind of fight they have in them to try and battle back within this series. They desperately need a win. They desperately need a win. I know you can say that for both sides of this. It's obviously pretty equal when you talk about where they are with points and everything, but it's your home series. Pride's on the line. Come out and show what you're made of.
Yeah, and there's not going to be a lot of pretty records that I'll be spitting out for this one, but 1-5 for the Guerrillas on this map. So a lot of reps, just not a lot of wins. On the other side, 1-1. One of those wins against the LA Guerrillas.
They win it the last time. They play it against them. They'll be Surge with a strong side spawn at A. Already going to get B locked down. Now, are they going to be able to lock him in? Smoke's out. They're going to come flying on in. Panda just narrowly dodging some grenades, but the pressure is here. There he's able to finish B at least for a moment. But all 5 Guerrillas players now inside B. There's the flip. They got the flip early. Pushing all the way through is going to be Aqua, and this could spell disaster for Surge early in this map 3.
Yeah, they recognized the situation. They knew there were so many down, and then you saw one player spawn towards that C flag from the Seattle Surge, and that is going to be the cap for Aqua. Now he's going to have a 1 versus 1 versus Slacked, and it's going down. He's able to win it. One other player does spawn there. That's going to be Octane. So can Aqua hold on to this? On the other side of the map, his teammate's going to be capturing C. But a great start for the LA Guerrillas just to get that flip, and they're going to be in a comfortable position now.
And Aqua, I thought, was going to peek while it was being captured, but he basically waits until the neutral goes through, then looks out the window, and he's going to get dropped. But Surge down 0-2. Their lives within this tournament on the line right now on map 3. I said I need to see how they rebound. This is where they've got to step it up, and what better way to tell what kind of place they're in than listening to the comms. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in, the Seattle Surge.
Top hopping, one top
Alright,
be down in the corner.
Alright, one be down. Guys, top L
Vivid top L,
mid, I think.
What do you want to do? I think
Vivid.
Doesn't know if they're there or what. One's bottom on
I'm
sport.
bottom
P3.
One top
One
L.
yellow crate. He pushed the wall.
I'm on fire car right now.
P3 yellow crate. By yourself right now. Nice.
He's deep. We're seeing
Yellow crate.
Top L.
We should just wrap right. We should just go right.
Top L.
I'm looking at it. Got him.
Nice. Top Damon, I'm coming right with you.
Just hold her mid.
I'm looking,
Top
You shot up. Nice, good job.
I'm looking top scap. I have your L steps. I have L steps and
One
top
top
scap.
AC and one stack.
I'm coming up, you guys.
C.
P3, guys. Nice.
Top AC, I need help. P1 in top AC.
One stack wall.
I'm getting top L. Top L.
Go right.
Yeah, there's one guy top L right now.
AC heavy.
Fucking mid.
One dead, one top L.
Top AC.
Bottom L, green.
Top AC dead. One bottom green.
One's green.
Coming over. Hold on. P3. I'm on P3.
On me P3.
I'm top 3 right now.
Yo, he pushed up,
guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to
He dead?
Top
P3.
Last top is he.
It could be top L. Oh, bottom L.
Bottom up. That's it. Bottom L ran back. I'm trying to go top here.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Flashing bottom. I have a trophy top.
I'm stunned.
Well, we just watched Pander get put in the absolute blender by Vivid as his bright moments continue. But Joe, for the listen-in, any takeaways?
I mean, listen, it doesn't sound really like they're defeated. They're still common pretty well. They're all trying to get on the same page. They're able to finally capture that B point. But yeah, I mean, this spells disaster with how fast Guerrillas were able to flip to that A flag. Now they have 26-point lead, and you just talk about that first round, that first half when you're spawning A side. You want something a little bit better than this. Actually, a lot better than this.
Yeah, you mean like a 60-point difference from this is probably what you want. That's what's so even if they use this next 70 seconds to chip away at this, they need to basically do what you saw from Guerrillas, like an early flip, which doesn't happen all that often. It was just far too easy for Guerrillas. But if they can hold this 2-cap for the remainder of the time, they're at least going to bring this a bit closer, close the gap by, what, 12 points or so for these final 55 seconds. Will that be enough, though? Because it's starting to feel like it doesn't really matter what they do on this side the remainder of the time. It's all going to come down to what they're able to do in the first 2 minutes or so of the next side.
Apathy. It's one of those situations where I think they know what's going on right there. They just cap C. They make sure they're holding on to it. They don't want to get neutral. And well, now they're putting some pressure if they can neutral B. They know that this is a first half win. So yeah, they're just playing smart, making sure they don't get 3-cap, making sure that neutral doesn't come through.
And they've now done just that. They're able to neutral B for a moment as well to make sure you don't get a point or two extra for the surge. And it looks like they'll capture it just to get the final 2 ticks. So what, it's going to be around a 10-point game. It'll be an 11-point advantage, 83-72 heading into the half, but it'll be Guerrillas with the A side spawn. And Joe, I know we've talked about it endlessly, like when the game first came out. Well, not game first came out, but when the esports side of this first started with the CDL. But just to highlight people at home, because we talk about it a lot, just why A side is so preferred. Can you kind of break down why that's the case?
Yeah, so I mean, it's easier to defend B. As we see this overlook, you can see that giant window. It's easier to get those nades in. You spawn a little bit closer towards the B flag. There's a lot of different positions, and the fact is there's also the opportunity to get that neutral at C and keep them spawning where you want. You can already see as soon as you put a lot of pressure towards A, this spawns flip. So that's why that AB is preferred.
Well, they prefer it, and for now they've got it. But Pander is trying to work all the way around the back. Spart ready for it, but Spart gonna get gunned. Pander is going huge.
Okay,
Will the
here we
flip
go.
now come in? This is exactly what you want if you are Surge, and they do it in the opening 30 seconds. Gorilla is just spawning around green, trying to find any kind of opening. Vivid might do the miracle work for them again at 15 and 15. He's going to get 2 as he bunny hops through. They get all the kills. After Pander gets 2, I don't know if they got another kill.
That is tough because they didn't. But that was the opportunity to have
100%,
the AV setup.
100%. You had it there in your hands.
They just don't execute.
Oh my god, yeah, I'd have to look at the kill feed again, but I'm not sure they got another kill after Pander got the big one to get them control of that A side. Now you've solidified things if you're Guerrillas. Ton of time on the clock, but you have exactly what you want. Decimate now working up towards office side. Patrolling L was Aqua before he fell. And Vivid just trying to continue the brilliant work he's done in this series in and around that B site.
You saw right there when we had that overlook, like where they're spawning for the Seattle Surge. They have to make a decision. Do we want to go towards A? Do we want to go towards B? They make the long trek across B. And even, 30 seconds ago, they haven't even gotten on it yet. You have to fight over control. Decimate was trying to work his way up. Now Blast, get that easy nade on it. I think there's a trophy on it, so the neutral is there, but he can go up top on this balcony, try to find a few kills with this M4.
He's trying to, but he needs some help. Decimate's trying to work up mid on the flank. Decimate might be the player to make the play, but Slack reads him like a book. The flank will get shut down. The 2-cap now back in control of Surge, down 23 to play. Karma desperately trying to push through. Found an opening. The hipfire not going to connect over the top, but Octane is going to lock down 2 with them. They've gotten into A. The flip might be on. There's still 1 player towards A for Guerrillas. That's going to be Aqua, the only man really in that position. They're going to get the flip. Now, what can Surge do with this?
But they're down 17. All they need to do is hold on. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Just hold this 2-cap and you will win this game. 12 points a minute. But can they hold on? That's the question. Apathy starting to go off. Octane going on. Everybody on a spree right now for the Seattle Surge. Their guns finally starting to heat on up.
You just have to hold, as you said. Don't need anything flashy. Just need to lock him in. Maintain this 2-cap. So far, so good. Is Guerrillas scrambling around the map, trying to make sense of the situation they've now put themselves in. Apathy looking to be the playmaker, but it's Vivid with the double. Vivid behind the smoke continues to work his way up mid-map. I think it's Karma that finally is going to slow him down. Now just a 5-point game. What are you trying to do here if you're Gorilla? Like, what's your focus?
Yeah, let's say they're going to try to go B and A, and I don't hate that. It's just so difficult to try to go all the way, the long way through that A flag and try to get that flip that way. The way we see it, for the most part nowadays, is a push through B. Try to get them rotating. That's what they're going to try to do. The neutral is there. They're still hanging on. The 1-point lead. But there goes 3 kills. Pander with the 4th. There's just 1 player left, and Decimate trying to hang on to B, but Octane will clean him up. And well, that capture disappears pretty darn quick.
They had it for a moment, but with the next tick, it'll be the lead change. 145, 145. Guerrillas need to muster up some magic here, or this series is getting extended. Apathy with a nice read to pick up 1 through on the flank. Knife out as he's hiding inside of the smoke. 3 players there, though, on B. They need the point, and they need it quickly. They're now swarming onto it. You have the numbers there for just a moment if you're Guerrillas. Vivid picks up 2. 1 was actually a teammate. Everybody dies on the point. The neutral happens at C as well, and that's going to be it. Surge, do it. With the A side flip with about 2.5 to go.
Yeah, I love that play from Pander. I think he just recognizes the situation as he snaps a little bit with that pistol. A solid game from Pander, but he just goes through mid-map. He knows that they have to play the clock, and the clock is their best friend, so he just slips through towards C. He's able to get that neutral, able to get that cap, and what was a 1-point game, the final 40 seconds or so, they're able to win by 18.
They step up when they need to. They get themselves another hard point. And I just wonder if, like, I know they've beaten Guerrillas many times, but yeah, this is a test, obviously, when you go down 2-0. Can somehow you turn this into something more? I mean, it's frustrating.
How many times have we
like
seen those reverse sweeps? Just, they start with this game 3, right? Just
propel a team.
Yeah, just propel a team, right? Just get you into 2 respawns, get you a little bit more warmed up, and get you in the zone. And we're going to stick on Hackney Yard, and both of these teams on Hackney around 2 and 3. So, but it's just another chance, right? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I guess I more meant like bigger picture, like if somehow you turn this into helping you the rest of the weekend, not just within this series, but like if you hit your lowest point down 2-0 to Guerrillas in the matchup you've owned, about to be 1 map away from getting knocked out of your home series event, you somehow bring it back. If I don't know, maybe something builds there, maybe some trust, maybe something for this Surge roster, but obviously still have to take 2 more maps before that's really even a story we can chat about. But you can now take a look at the overall stats. Pretty balanced effort there from the Surge side of things. I'm trying to see who really struggled maybe on the end. Dude, it's so hard to talk about Hackney because it's literally just a tale of like 2 halves in a way. Like the stats you have when you have A side control versus stats you have when you have C side, you're trying to get in a B. It's kind of insane. But I think we're going to chat through briefly the CDL championship stuff, Joe. We've highlighted a couple times this weekend just because, it's important and it's the biggest tournament. It's what all of these home series events are for. Can you take us through kind of what these CDL points are going to do and how much money is on the line?
Yeah, so it's a lot of money, but before we get into that, in terms of the bracket, if you place top 2, you're automatically in winners round 3. That puts you 9 maps away from winning the whole darn thing. 3rd through 4th, you'll be in winners round 2. 5 through 8th, you will be in winners bracket round 1. And 9 through 12th, well, you're not out of it. Everything is against you. You're going to start in losers round 1.
Oh, what a tournament that is going to be. Well, for a couple of reasons. One, just how this entire year is going to culminate with that. It's crazy to think back when we used to have like champs in March, like how much different it is now with everything actually building towards this double elimination bracket. And then the money on the line. First place is taking home $2 million. Life-changing money for these guys. Is they're trying to perform at their peak all year long, get the best position they can for this tournament. And there's a lot of money up for grabs to try and close it out the tail end of this first season of the CDL.
2 million buckaroos, man. Woo, that is a lot of cash, dude.
Well, even just thinking back to like even when Champ started, I know it's a whole new world now with the franchise league and the CDL, and we've gone through the MLG era, the CWL era, the CDL era. There's been a lot of changes, but the one constant for the most part is like Champs was $1 million, right? That's kind of what it was for like a long time, and that was broken up between all like top 16 teams or whatever it would be. Now it's $2 million for first. It's a little bit different.
A little different. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, just a little
tad.
bit.
Yeah, just a tad. We're gonna stick with Hackney as Surge will now try to mount this reverse sweep 1 map at a time. And they get something rolling off of that domination as we look for the break into the opening hard point. It's Apathy. He's going to go inside fast and furious. He's going to be able to take down 1. His teammates get hot as well. Nice entry behind the smoke for Surge.
All the Guerrillas, they throw that smoke again. Decimate's been able to stay alive top L and push through, and he's the one that's really causing chaos. You have a great start for the Surge, but right after that, it's 4 or 5 kills in a row for the Guerrillas, and they're able to get onto that point. Decimate's able to find another one on the Octane, but that stops there. Aqua is in a position. We talk about it time and time again. This tire shop, hill number 2.
Yeah.
How tough it is.
It's funny because, it's for very different reasons, but the right side of the map, whether it's Dom, whether it is Hardpoint, still favored mightily. Not for the same reasons.
They get through.
But, man, this tire shop, so crucial. But who is it that got in? It's going to be Spark that does get through. He's really going to be the one player there. He's going to get dropped. 4 kills straight for Surge, and they're going to hold on. Now Guerrillas are going to get pushed back, but at least for Guerrillas, you're going to put up 40-plus points on that first hard point. So you feel good about that. Kind of wipes the slate clean, even if you get a nice hold from Surge here on Tire
Yeah,
Shop.
and that's what we talked about. Because what, the beginning of the game used to happen, that team when I was spawning on the left side of the map, they would constantly just try to get there. But somehow Vivid, he's able to find 2 kills. And, well, look at that, Maven. What we thought for the most part is pretty much impossible, they're able to do. They're able to break through, and this is not good for the Surge.
What in the hell? I would love to see a stat. JP, if you're out there, buddy. I miss you. You're a great man. You used to give me so many stats, but I guess I'm just curious, like, if you think of, like, attempted breaks at that point, like, what the success percentage is, because it's got to be ridiculous.
It's not.
How low it is, especially if you're talking. I don't want to break 30 seconds in, but that, like, if you're breaking it early enough that you're really reaping the reward of it.
Oh,
it's got to be 5%. So low. Yeah, that would be my guess too, sub 5%. And they're able to do it. Now look at the lead as a result. You dominate first, you break on second. It's a multi-kill for Aqua and a 70-point advantage for Guerrillas. Surge are in trouble early.
And Aqua does not like that trophy. He is taking care of that. The Surge get on the smokestacks. The Guerrillas just trying to hold map position, wait for his teammates. Aqua's able to find one, but before he gets taken down. But here comes the push. Vivid smokes himself off, not able to win that gunfight. So some nice time earned right here by the Seattle Surge, and they're able to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, a good hold here, and if they can have spawns for docks, they can be right back into it. But yeah, you just have to brush off that abysmal tire shop. I know it's frustrating. It doesn't often play out that way, but you have to brush it off. They do get a ton of time here, though, as everyone starts to pick it up for Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, this will be 45, 50 points here, which that's pretty darn good. The final few seconds will go the way of Guerrillas as we take a look at the scoreboard. Aqua still having the big, solid game. Same with Decimate. On the other side, it's Apathy, but he's already at 13 deaths as well. Octane on a 5 spree. He's sitting at 10 and 7. But inside of office, the LA Guerrillas hold control.
Now, eclipsing the 100-point mark. Aqua. That's 3 for him. They've got complete control of office. Spawning out towards first will be Surge. They look to rally across the map. Guerrillas still have the reinforcements here. It's a killing spree. Now for Aqua, as he's 15 and 9 in this game. Looking to get topside control and hunt for more. He's got multiple players beneath him, but the guy that might make the play is actually Vivid towards docks. Vivid has a sea of Surge players around him. He actually got 1 kill there, and 3 players spawned on him at the docks building. So not quite enough influence. You're not quite enough influence to completely clear that out. So Surge still good for now, but Guerrillas answer that nice smokestack control from Surge with a great hold of their own in office.
You heard Nameless talk about it in the pregame. He wants Decimate and Aqua to really be the leaders, especially in game, and you're getting that here. 16 kills from Aqua. Make that 17 for Decimate, double positive, 15 and 7 so far. The first push, Seattle Surge were able to hold, but nice shots from Vivid to take down Panda in the hill.
They're still holding inside for now, though. It's Octane soaking up that time. Karma from the top rope, shutting down any kind of push, staggering those reinforcements. Sparta with a nice shot will get the trade. But these last, 3 hard points have just been a team set up early and a team soaking up a really big amount of time. What will they be down? Around 25, 30 points once it's all said and done here. And then we'll get into our second set of rotations and see if the team can do a better job holding out a tire shop. Guerrilla's obviously going to have the advantage for that based on the current spawns.
Yeah, I mean, they put emphasis on it with like 25, 30 seconds. They gave up a good amount of time on that hill, but they know what's important. You see, Spartan, he's been in that position for a while at that brick wall. Apathy trying to do what he can inside the hard point. But all the kills around him going the way of the LA Guerrillas. Blast and Decimate continue to have solid games. Vivid just making sure, playing a little bit of safety. But Decimate 20 and 9 on another 4 spree, on another 5 spree, having a hell of a game here.
Aqua trying to do it all. He's tucked away in a corner. 3, 4. Give him the 5th. Maybe the full team wipe, but not able to do it. Apathy does get through, but Aqua almost shuts down the entire lineup. Surge just hanging on by a thread right now as Guerrillas look to close it out. A good hold here. It's done. Surge, I just feel like they've got to get a break. They have to somehow get a break. It would be insane to me to see Tire Shop broken back-to-back times by different teams, but somehow They've got to do it. Vivid wants no part of it, though. He was the entry guy to get them to break on through. Now on the opposite side of the coin, looking to get the hold. Great stuff so far from Guerrillas. Now just 50 points away from closing out this series.
Yeah, with Spart's position up in that offense window, he's just calling out the cross. He's putting shots in people, and his teammates, they're just spawning so close. Aqua's just watching this cross. Spart with another one, and yeah, with these 20 seconds, they'll be at about 2:30. They can just fight for that scrap time. Have the Guerrillas finally done it, Maven? Have they finally beaten the Seattle Surge?
I think they've done it. This lead is just getting too large. They're tired of the free win talk, the Guerrilla points. They're sick of seeing it all on social media. And even, even if it's friendly bantering away from Surge, you got to be tired of hearing it time and time again, event and event. This time, they will get the last laugh, assuming they can get 17 more points to close out this best of 5. And for something we just haven't seen all year, Guerrillas a chance to do it. And I don't know what that says about Surge's current condition, but you got to think this is the lowest point they've been all year if they drop this map.
I think for some of these guys, it may be the lowest point of their careers in a long time, really.
Yeah.
Just with how successful some of these guys have been.
That's very true. They're in the point. They can win it here. Surge have got to get through. Surge have got to contest. Not able to get close enough, and there's the victory. Guerrillas finally get their vengeance. They were 0-4 against Surge coming into this series, but they take it in a 3-1 fashion. Aqua absolutely goes off in this map. He puts through the final dagger, but what a series it was from Vivid. And Aqua may have the stats in the map for, but I'll tell you what, Vivid's playing entries to get in to tire shop that first point through was really, really the difference maker. He's only 17 and 23, but he had a big moment early in the game.
Well, early in this series, right? Game 1 and 2, he just completely destroyed the Seattle Surge, and well, they're able to do it. They finally win 3-1.
They finally do it. That was me clapping, Joe. I just feel so torn right now because I feel so much for Surge and the historic players they have and where they're struggling, but I also love a good underdog story, and they've been beaten, pummeled time and time again, and now Guerrilla's finally able to do it, and you kind of find yourselves wanting to root for the new players, the rookies, maybe guys that could be the future of this league years down the road, and there they do it as we take a look at the stats. But as Aqua, what the final say, 33 and 19 from Aqua. What a map it was.
And even for Blast, I mean, 3,300 damage, and he had, around 10 less kills. So he was putting the damage in with that M4. Another good game from Decimate as well. You finally got, some of your stars to step up and have a great map there.
And we'll see if they can get further tonight, obviously, if Guerrillas can get something going deeper into this tournament. We kind of alluded to it and chatted about it throughout the course of the series. Just how long do you allow this roster to run its course? How much rope do you give to some of these young players? Maybe you get a win here. Somehow you get to a semifinal. That's gotta do great stuff for them. But I do want to take a look now at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be Aqua, who dropped 33 in the map 4. We're going to look at some of the great moments from Aqua over the course of it, but it's a good win. They still need to get another. They need to get to a semifinal. Yeah,
it's a good win, but you have a much tougher opponent later on in the New York Subliners. And the New York Subliners that I think was awoken a little bit. They get 3-0'd by the London Royal Ravens. And I think with a match like that, it's like, all right, well, we got to focus on up.
Do you give Guerrillas much of a chance in that particular series? Do they have what it takes to get an upset over Subliners, considering they're coming off an 0-3
with
result?
what I saw today, not only you just saw players step up, at every single time. It was Decimate, it was Aqua, it was Vivid, it was Sparta times. That's exactly what you want to see. I still very much favor the New York Subliners, but they play this way, they have a shot.
Well, let's take a look at the updated bracket now. It's still going to be Ravens and Huntsmen waiting in a semifinal. Then the final 2 matches of the night, Subliners versus Guerrillas, is going to be one to decide what team is going to be in, and then the rematch for Røkkr and OpTic Gaming. Last time that goes all the way to a game 5 round. Was it round 10, round 11? Remember how deep it actually went. Was it round 11?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yes, it was.
think they played 2 round 11s, game 2 and 5. OpTic Gaming loves a good round 11, but those should be great, man.
Yeah, fun rematch. Yeah.
It should be. I'm really looking forward to OpTic Røkkr, and then for Subliners Guerrillas, yeah, I guess my big thing is the Guerrillas come through with the upset. Can they get to their first semifinal and come up with some magic?
That would shock a lot of people, right? Because I think for
by a lot of people, you mean every single human being
person
and soul that's watched this year.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people thought with like Chicago coming in making a roster change, with London making a roster change, people looked at New York and the way they were trending upward as this was a chance for them to win a home series. So if they don't get out of this group, that would be that would be tough for them.
Yeah, and it just feels like, I guess there were some question marks to who were the favorite. I think even though I picked OpTic to win like a maniac, any sane person would have said that Huntsmen were going to be the favorite. But I think it's even more clear now with them beating Røkkr, how OpTic have looked, how Subliners have looked. Like they seem very beatable. But 2 more matches to close up the night. We've got Lottie next with an interview.